Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Tetsaveh, but not as always, because this week, this Shabbos, has another title to it besides the weekly Torah portion. It's called Parashat Zachor, the chapter of the memory. And because the last chapter before Purim, we read the Parshas Amalek, the story how Amalek attacked the Jewish people when we left Egypt. And it's obviously before Purim, because Purim also related to the story of Amalek. And probably today, everybody knows this word, Amalek. Amalek is the essence of hatred towards the Jewish people, seemingly without any reason. And maybe not such a long time ago, we were considering Amalek as kind of the personal, cynical relationship with our Jewishness or some historical events that happened before. But for the last 2.5 years, Amalek became a visible enemy, visible hatred after this story, whatever happened on Simchas Torah or October 7th in 2023. It was very vivid and understandable. This is the evil. This is Amalek. These people came to destroy us for whatever reason they had. And this is why we're reading this Torah portion, not to forget about this. And now, nowadays, it's much more current and we can much more relate to the idea of Amalek. But memory is not enough. We need understanding. Exactly like what happened on October 7th and throughout our history, we need to understand that why it happened, what came before, what brought us to the situation that we had to face this evil. And yes, we have to create the investigative committee that will analyze what happens, but I suggest let's do our own investigating committee and see in the Torah when Amalek is coming. As the Rashi of Shlomo Yitzchaki, the main commentator of Torah, he says, Smichuta Parshiyot, that two parts are related. Whatever we read before the mentioning of Amalek, it's connected and the reason why Amalek is coming. The first time, this is a story that we read in this weekly, on this Shabbos, as when Jewish people leaving Egypt with all the miracles in Egypt, all the miracles in the sea, and all the drinks and food that we were provided in Egypt. At the moment that we feel that we not given enough or we don't have something to eat, we start to complain. Where is God? There is no God. We say literally, is there a God among us? Moshe Rabbeinu, the leader of the Jewish people, the prime minister of Jewish people, he is so scared, he runs to God. He say, they gonna now stone me, kill me, because they don't see the God among themselves. And Rashi said, those are two chapters related. The paragraph that we read about complaints from Jewish people and an inability to see the God and all the goodness that God gives us comes right before the next line. It's Amalek comes and wage the war on the Jewish people. We usually address this war as like an animal anti-Semitism or without a reason. No, Rashi said, those things are connected. And he brings allegory when he said that it's like father who carrying a child on his shoulder, and child said, I want this present and this present and this candy and that, and father gives him everything, and then the dogs come and start barking, and the child says, oh, Papa, where are you? There is a dog, and father takes the child down for the second, down on the ground, and say, I was here all the time. What are you complaining about? And when we ask the question, there is no God about us, or we state that there is no God about us, then comes Amalek and start to wage the war that we think that has no reason, but it's all connected. Next time Amalek is mentioned in the Torah, it's when the spies coming back from the future land of Israel and give a beautiful rhetorical speech about how we cannot conquer this land. They put themselves in a position to Moshe and Aaron, who said that this is our land. God's given us this, all the parts of this land, it's ours. They say, no, we cannot conquer our land. And they use a very interesting trick. They said, Amalek is over there. Why? Because they know that this is a painful part in our history that happened just 1.5 years ago. And we knew that Amalek, it's very scary. This is a scary animal, the essence of the evil for Jewish people. But Amalek is not there. They're just lying. And this is why it says that they utziu dibat haaretz, the blasphemy, the lies about the Jewish land, Jewish state, Jewish people, Jewish soldiers, just to pursue their own political agenda. And this when Amalek is mentioned. And then the third time, it's mentioned already towards the end of the Torah, and Moshe Rabbeinu gives us all the social laws of the society to build in Israel. And he tells us similarly very technical law that you should not even use, but not even have in your house the unequal measurements, meaning the measurements for the weights that shouldn't be ephah be'ephah, that shouldn't be one, it's for one type of people, another for one type of people, because this way another you will come to the inequality and the wrong treatment of other people. And Rashi says, what is the next sentence that talks about those unequal measurements? It says, remember what Amalek did for you. Basically, what Rashi tells us, those things are connected, because it's more just as wrong weights. It's all the judicial system that says those are right people and those are wrong people. Those are good Jews and those are bad Jews. Or I'm better Jew and you are not a better Jew. And I'm a right person, I'm better Israeli, and I'm worse, and you are not a good Israeli. And when this happens, when you have this unequal measurements in the treating of other people, the Amalek is start to dig the tunnels already. So ladies and gentlemen, we need investigative committee, but it's written right there in the Torah. Just don't look away. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.